No ball called and smashed away for 4. Tini's problem is he's pretty lively. There's no doubt about that. He's got good pace and he's worked at that, but it's just a case of where he puts it. And if it's short and wide, this is the man to take advantage of it. And this was a no ball on top of it. Too short and too wide. That's 4 more. He was hit when he was short and wide in the first over for 4 through cover point. This time it was over pitched and wide, and Jayasuriya latches onto it.
First started by him.
And he's not even going to be able to get this one. Again, it's too full from Intini and slashed away through the covers for 4 more. And they're going to go for a run. There might be a run out here. Oh, yes! Brilliant bit of fielding by Gary Kirsten. And the umpire does not even have to call for the third umpire to adjudicate. Marvin Adapatu has been run out by a superb bit of fielding by Gary Kirsten. And that is a great tragedy for Sri Lanka, because they were looking so solid. He hits us well into the covers, and Gary Kirsten comes in quickly enough. Now, Adapatu was very late in starting. I'm not too sure whether he slipped or not as he tried to get away, but whatever, he has been run out for 12, and the first wicket is down for 53.
12 runs, that included 2 fours.
Well, now let's have a look again and see just what happened there. He plays it out into the covers. It's to Gary Kirsten's right hand. Oh, yes, that was the problem. He wanted the run himself. Jayasuriya was always coming because he sensed that Adapatu wanted the run. Well, that is a most unfortunate incident. It really is. And Roshan Mahanal is the new batsman. Like Marvin Adapatu, who's just been run out. A recent double century against India in Colombo. And he's gone past the 2,500 runs in Test match cricket in this series. Average is low, though, for a top order batsman, under 30.
That's gone in the air over slip and for 4. Frustration for the South African seam bowler.
Once again, we talked about the width and just the smallest element of that. Look at it, and he flashes it away, and he hits it so hard that if he hit it any better, the third man might have been in business. But it's a very difficult job for a bowler, particularly with this field, to tie the batsman down.
Stolen run there, direct hit again, they'll get another one. They might get another 2. Kirsten's on it now, yeah. So a little push to Pollock at mid-off for a gentle single, turns into 3 and takes Jayasuriya to a Test 50.
Superb 50 it has been. He's hardly been troubled, and it's only taken him 71 balls, and yet he's played very conservatively, and he's really played extremely well. Well deserved 50 by this man. The way he's punished every...
He's out, caught by Boucher as we speak, and Tini strikes. And the Sri Lankan, one of the Sri Lankan leading players and explosive players, just trying to get that a bit too square from a bit too close. Jayasuriya goes, Sri Lanka 66 for 2.
Mackay and Tini dropping this one short, leaving the bat. He went for it. He thought this was another boundary, but the bounce did him slightly, and Mark Boucher taking an acrobatic catch. It probably would have gone to first slip had he left it alone, but the man with the gloves is the one safe. Good cricket by South Africa, and they're on top. Drinks for the man who's just taken the wicket. He put a lot into that delivery, as we saw. It got a little bit of extra bounce, and Mark Boucher took the ball as it was flying towards the first slip, got both hands to it, and he shows how agile and what good hands he's got in getting South Africa's second wicket.
It also shows, Lee, doesn't it, the growing confidence as a wicketkeeper. Had a bit of a scrappy first test match. In fact, dived across for a slip and drop one in that game. And now he's prepared to catch anything. It's not that good a painting job there. Aravinda de Silva. Incredible test match career, averaging 43. Just 190 runs short of in the air, and caught that cover point by Paul Adams. A soft dismissal from the best batsman in world cricket at this time in terms of statistics this year. Aravinda de Silva departs.
Yes, it certainly was the soft-looking dismissal. He mistimed it completely, and we were talking about the way that these batsmen don't really use their feet. Watch where his front foot goes here. It's behind the popping crease. So he's so far back, and yet he's trying to drive. So he's always at risk. Paul Adams can take a nice, simple catch, and Makaya Ntini gets the second wicket of the innings, and South Africa now have a good first session of the match.
Aravinda de Silva caught Adams, bowled Ntini, 1, Sri Lanka 68 for 3. So Arjuna Ranatunga, Sri Lankan captain, lovely timer of a cricket ball. Nothing flamboyant about the way that he plays. Pretty simple. If it's up there, hit it. If it's wide, hit it. It's a good length, stop it. 4,254 runs. Played more test matches for Sri Lanka than anybody else. This is his 78. Oh, well bowled. Didn't have the reading glasses on then.
Well, Robin, I couldn't agree with you more. He doesn't seem to be reading Adams at all. You can see he's getting onto the back foot, and that often means that he isn't reading. He's trying to play him off the pitch and give himself the time. But certainly frustration is well justified by Paul Adams there. Tweak on it to spin it back in, otherwise the batsman was gone.
Well, typical. If it's up there, they'll go at it, and that's a way for 4 for Ranatunga's first runs.
And a wide delivery from Alan Donald, pushed across the left-hander. A little bit of bottom hand creeping in and hitting it in the air, but certainly in no trouble. Very similar to Joe Soraya, that anything...
Now a big chat to his captain. What can this be about? Well, he's decided to take his hat. Well, now this is really a major shock. Donald, yes, was looking out of sorts. He just bowled one ball there, and suddenly we've got a problem.
Trevor, I did see after he'd bowled his first delivery, he did shake his leg as if maybe something in the groin was niggling a little bit. I watched him carefully for the next deliveries. It didn't seem to affect him, but maybe there is a niggle there, and the sooner you get off and try and rectify it, the better.
Well, on the first day of a test match, this could really be bad news for South Africa. We know Donald and Pollock have been overworked. We've been talking about that. Appeal for LBW here. Nice save by wicketkeeper Mark Boucher. And a leg by signalled.
It'll be interesting because he got very far across. I think possibly it might have pitched outside leg. Is that initial first movement towards the offside?
No doubt that it would have hit the stumps if it hadn't hit the thigh pad there. But it certainly did pitch just outside the leg stump. Good decision by umpire Javed Akhtar.
Whipped away through mid-wicket nicely. Cullinan in pursuit, but in vain.
Well, he's a very, very good player through that mid-wicket area. We saw him earlier hit Alan Donald in that position, and watch how he just opens up the body and leans into it, balanced on that pivot on the front foot as he does, and pushes it through mid-wicket. No great power, it's all timing.
Pushed that away, smashed it back with a point. 4. Great shot.
You mentioned earlier, Robin, that Mackay and Tini is learning how tough Test cricket can be. And look at this. This is really, it's short and wide, and good players don't miss opportunities like that. Just
Using the crease again, this time a little wider of the crease, but too full, too near the leg stump, and Ranatunga nudges the ball with a lot of timing away for 4.
Yes. There we go. And that brings up the Sri Lankan 100 for 3 wickets. And it's after 244 balls. A vain dive by Gary Kirsten. Look at that. Beautiful balance. No great backlift. Callis has taken over from Alan Donald. He's into his 6th over. Economical so far.
Now Cullinan at 3rd man didn't see that for quite a long time. Brilliant timing from Ranatunga, but Cullinan doesn't move.
Yes, this was a lovely little stroke, wasn't it? No real movement of the bat. He just flicked it away and perfectly into the gap. Cullinan,
that's short again. Oh, and he might have been caught and bowled, but it got past Adams and has gone down the ground for 2 more runs. And again, he made a bit of a hash of a loosish delivery there from Adams. That's not nearly as good an over his first after lunch as what we saw from him before lunch. 1-1-0 for 3. That one, he very nearly hit it straight back to Paul Adams. Just got himself all cramped up in the end there. And bad ball, smashed away. Full toss, high 1-2, and dispatched over the boundary rope by Mahanama.
That was definitely a bad ball by Paul Adams. Full on the leg side, and Mahanama take a full advantage of it with the less loose deliveries and hit it for a 6.
Tunga using his feet this time to Adams, who's bowled 2 indifferent overs in his first spell after lunch. But so far 2 better deliveries in this over.
Go, Guggy, come on, boy.
Good over so far. The ball pitching middle off stump, but turning away. No chance for Elvia.
Now he goes straight back down the ground for 4 runs. That was nice footwork by Ranatunga. Made sure he got to the pitch and went through with a shot and hit it over mid-on for 4.
He's been watching the flight all the time, and this time he decides to come down the wicket and hit it over mid-on for 4. Good shot.
The 50 partnership between the two in just under an hour and a half. Partnership between the two. Looks a thirsty chap. That's beautifully struck through the covers. 4 runs.
Going, guys, I don't mind that.
Paul Adams over pitching there, and Ranatunga responding with a lovely shot between the covers. Places it well between the covers for 4. And that's his 5th 4.
Once again, he's found the gap. And that's 2 in a row.
Keep going, guys.
And suddenly it looks as though he might just be feeling a little twinge in his hamstrings. He gave chase there to that last one. This, look at that face of Ntini there as he stood up after picking up that ball.
Full toss and struck away. No problem there for the batsman.
So he has bowled the odd bad delivery. There's one of them. Full toss Mahanama. He's got onto it pretty quickly. In fact, he got one earlier and hit it out the ground for 6.
So that's the job that Hansi Cronje's got to do, is these two, Mahanama and Ranatunga, rescue the Sri Lankan first innings that was tottering just a little bit at 70 odd for 3, and then got off to quite a nice comfortable start of 53 before the first wicket fell.
I think it's a bit surprising. Paul Adams is bowling to a predominantly offside field, bowling over the wicket, where you'd probably tend to pitch round about leg stump, and in fact that one did pitch just outside leg. I don't know whether any foot marks at this stage, but it beat the keeper Mark Boucher and has gone for 4. In fact, here we see it. Was his normal delivery, but I think probably kept a little lower than normal, and going through Boucher's legs.
Very close to the helmet too. Hit the helmet in Cape Town, cost them 5, just went for the 1. I don't know whether, I've got to admit, I don't know whether you get 9 or whether you only get the maximum of 5. Lenny Edlinger, our scorer, thinks it's 9, as this is tempted, swung away to the mid-wicket area, and another bye. Another, in fact, there should have been... Well, that must be funny to see again. Jacques Cullis looked as if he was fielding it comfortably. There should have been 2, but by the time the batsman woke up to it, there wasn't, and then there was again, but they still haven't taken the second.
Well, Jacques Cullis, really a comedy of errors, but the batsman only went through for 1.
There he gets sarcastic applause. He can smile. To Harry, and caught it on the ankle. Ranatunga's just a little quicker than he looks as if he's likely to be, Graham.
Yes, and I think a bit of experience running, ensuring that he got between the fielder and the wicket. Not intentionally, I don't think, at this stage, but there he was, right on line. In fact, a direct hit could have been very interesting.
He now faces. Now this is giving Boucher a problem. It's round the wicket, and South Africa can't really afford these sort of runs. Leg buys that time, so no blame to the keeper. But nice boundaries, aren't they? Even if they're not coming off the bat.
Yes, that leg buys, and probably a little bit of a blind spot for the keeper. Quite tricky taking him down that leg side. But once again, he's persisting on the leg line that he's bowled for quite a few overs. Maybe he should look to then possibly have a leg slip or a 45 on the sweep.
Now, was there any inside edge there? Paul Adams doesn't look too despondent over that.
Yes, there it is, pretty well wide outside off stump, outside the leg stump, and Mahanama covering the delivery.
And you see, quality players don't miss the boat when it's presented to them.
An over pitch delivery from Paul Adams. Ranatunga really got onto that one quickly. There we see no backlift, but superbly timed shot between the two men in the covers, and scoring reasonably easily off Paul Adams at the moment.
The wicket, and it's got it past Adams. He's always a very good fielder off his own bowling. He might have just jiggered a finger up there. So more runs from that over. 4 leg byes, 4 through the covers, and 2 off the last ball. 154 for 3. Pulled away, short, and at that pace it will be punished.
One of the few bad deliveries from Hansikundri, short and at that pace. No problem for Mahanama getting onto it very quickly. Nobody anywhere near square on the leg side. In fact, once he's moved.
Here's a problem. In easily, I think.
Just pushing it on the leg side. Lance Klusener, the fielder, had to do quite a bit of moving. I think really only a direct hit might have made it close, and Atunga well past the batting crease.
No ball to open up with.
By Rudy Goodson. And Kaya just a little perturbed, possibly a tight hamstring. There we see the no ball that was called. Very close one, not well over, but certainly a no ball. But a little bit concerned. He, having chased one to the boundary earlier on, wasn't all that happy. We now see him doing quite a lot of stretching, and hopefully for the South Africans, with Sean Pollock in the pavilion with a mild groin injury, that there we see him earlier on having chased one to the boundary, not happy at all.
Well, you won't believe what is happening here. Not a ball has been bowled since the tea interval. The players no sooner got out there in the middle, and the umpires conferred, and they immediately offered the light to the 2 batsmen, and they accepted it. And that is what happened. And immediately Mahanama was very keen in particular to stride off, and so no ball bowled after tea. 165 for 3, the situation at the tea break.
Well, they didn't.
Brilliantly fielded. Superb stop in the gully by Gerhardus Liebenberg.
Yes, that was a superb stop from Liebenberg. Moving quite a distance to his right. One-handed stop. I'm sure must feel a lot.
That's 50 to Mahanama, and a very clever and well compiled 50. Side in trouble. He took on the mantle of occupation of the crease and did it very well indeed.
He certainly came in with a determined look.
What a good delivery that was. Yeah, every right to be a little disappointed.
And he's surprised because that's the first ball that's done anything for the whole morning. And rather lucky indeed that he was in not getting the edge. Look how he fiddles at that. Look at the bounce that Mackay Antini got there. This was a fine delivery.
That's hit very hard. It's almost like a short arm jab. As soon as he gets that little bit of width and the right length to play, he just hits the ball so hard.
Well, one wonders whether that slight anger that these batsmen had caused that shot to be played. It was in the air the whole way, and he could so easily have been out caught if it had gone slightly to the side, but it didn't. Well placed, and he gets 4, which is the first boundary of the morning.
Edged it, but it's in the gap. No second slip, so 2 more to Ranatunga as that gets past Jacques Kallis at first slip and brings up Ranatunga's 30th Test half-century. And there's his supporter running the runs for him, and that'll take the players to drinks.
Well, it was a fine delivery.
Oh, this is caught, brilliantly caught, and Hansi Cronje from nowhere produces a delivery that took off, and Mahanama cannot believe it. You see him wringing the right hand, it hit glove, I think it squeezed glove against bat handle, and he's caught, but very, very well caught, I might say, by Jacques Kallis and Mahanama, the first to go today. And look at this. This is Hansi Cronje. What did that hit? A grasshopper? Because it took off, and what a superb catch by the diving Jacques Kallis. And Mahanama is out, and the South African breakthrough that was desperately needed on the second day. Mahanama gone for 50. What a well-played innings. Almost 3.5 hours, in fact a little over in the making, and Sri Lanka 186 for 4. It brings Hashan Tilakaratne to the wicket, a man who has an average of 41 batting down the order for Sri Lanka. Oh, and not if you're going to bowl short like that. Ranatunga will punish, does so through mid-wicket. He's quickly on to another short one from Adams, and it will be 4 runs.
Paul Adams, he's bowling short after
Through the covers, nice looking shot from Tilakaratne, and with 4.
classic shot by Tilakaratne. Beautiful shot, bat coming through, cover drive, what we call check
That's
shot.
a full toss now, cracked away through mid-wicket for 4.
Cut away firmly and 4.
Ranatunga, a great player of the bad ball. This was a bad one from Jacques Kallis wide and giving him a lot of room. Got onto it very quickly, not scared to hit it in the air. No trouble. The short.
Oh, and didn't carry to gully. Fended at it. Whether Liebenberg saw that as early as we did, maybe he thought it was going to reach him quite easily, but didn't.
Short delivery from Donald, pretty wide. Tilakaratne following it. Look, how hard is Liebenberg? Making a great effort, but he's pretty deep. I think he's more there for the slash rather than the one that pops. And it was shown there that that one didn't carry to him. Possibly another metre or 2 closer. Would have been straight in. That short one just...
Oh, what a good delivery that is. Well played. Went straight down. The second new ball is so crucial to South Africa if they're going to bowl Sri Lanka out for less than 300. They've got to break through now. 221 for 4. 85 overs gone. Look at this.
Because that
Comes
really
again
was
to
as good a delivery
Ranatunga.
as you see.
Chase for Donald straight away. Wow, you see, that's the commitment. He's just bowled, given everything in an over. Ambles away down the fine leg to get his breath back. Straight away he's called into action and gives everything.
Just drifting it down, a bit of swing, and Ranatunga getting onto it quickly, but now we see an incredible effort from Alan Donald. Bowled a great over, first ball of the next over, and diving to save the boundary.
Hasn't carried. There was some excitement there.
Another wide delivery from Callis to Ratney, trying to play him square on the offside, getting a bottom edge, but just dropping short of Mark Boucher, who made a good effort to come forward. Always not easy to come forward to a nick that's going down pretty quickly.
A shocking shot for this.
See what's happened here. Alan Donald has done something again. Oh no. Well, this is really turning into a very, very distressing test match for South Africa.
Well, that left ankle we know has been troubling him, and immediately he delivered. Watch how the right foot comes down, the left one then, and immediately he's hopping on the right foot. It's the left ankle again that's causing him the trouble.
This is another good shot, and this time the fingers up. Once too often, Ranatunga has moved across in front of his stumps, and this time Alan Donald has got him. They've been looking for that. They've been probing that weakness that they have perceived, and this time they've got him. Now the only question, once again, is did this pitch on and straighten, or did it pitch outside the leg stump? Umpire Javed Akhtar decided that it was on the stumps.
Well, it was marginal, wasn't it? There wasn't any doubt as to whether the ball would have hit the stumps. No, it was a fraction high as well, but he's been given the benefit of the doubt, and Ranatunga goes 73 in 177 balls, in which he hit 12 fours in 260 minutes, and the score is 228 for 5.
And so now just 3 away from his 200 test wickets and 3 away from 1,000 wickets in first-class cricket. And maybe this will put some life into Alan Donald. Kalawatarana, the wicketkeeper, arrives, approaching 1,000 runs in test match cricket, and for a wicketkeeper an average of 32 in test cricket, that's not a bad effort at all. On debut, 132 not out against Australia. Full toss down the ground, it'll come for 4.
Alan Donald trying to dig in a Yorker first ball. Nothing wrong with the theory, that perhaps is the most difficult delivery in cricket, and this one slightly over pitched and well punished, bouncing over Alan Donald's outstretched hand as it went past.
Oh dear, was that a drop catch?
Liebenberg moving quite well to his left. The ball flew fast and hard, but it did seem to carry.
That's gone up in the air. Boucher gets a simple soft catch. Donald strikes again, and he's now 2 away from 200 test wickets. Sri Lanka 240 for 6. What a brilliant spell this has been since lunch, Graham.
Yeah, absolutely fired up, and here I'm just saying how well he's playing the short deliveries, and that one really rocketed off a good length. And you only need something to happen with Alan Donald, and we see what a great bowler he is. And there it is, rightly directed, straight at him. Couldn't get out of the way, top of the bat, and the easiest of catches for Mark Boucher. And really, South Africa have come back tremendously well since lunch.
We said before lunch this new ball had to do it for South Africa if they were going to knock Sri Lanka over for less than 300. Well, they're on their way to doing that. Romesh Kaluwitarana out for 9, caught Boucher bowled Donald, 240 for 6. Maria Wickramasinghe averaging 10. His best was just the other week at Newlands, 51. And he gave everybody just a bit of tap now. That's a good shot. He's just standing there, the feet don't move at all.
Well, that's as good a shot as we've had in the innings. That really was a cracker. A little bit over pitched, but in a great position. He hit that so well. And obviously a talented batsman who possibly with a little bit of work and a little bit more confidence can make a contribution with the bat.
He's had a go at that, but it's flown down through the third slip area. Desperate effort at third man by Paul Adams. Very, very well stopped indeed, and in the end only 2. Wonderful bit of fielding. 99 overs gone, 248 for 6. Well, despite that tremendous effort by Paul Adams, he's been overruled by the television cameras. The full flow of the bat, and this was what happened. He's got the hand, hits the ball while the leg sits on the rope. So, although he did everything he could, he doesn't know where he was, so we're not accusing him of trying to pinch a couple of runs there. So 4 signalled. 4 to Wickramasinghe. He moves on to... It's nicely timed. 4 runs. When Tilakaratne gets his act together, Graham, he's a very elegant looking player.
Yes, he has played some good shots, and they all get onto that bad delivery very quickly, and that was a bad delivery from Cullis, well wide and across the batsman, but a nicely timed shot.
Donald. Just away in the air, down the third man, Adams under it. Wicket number 199. And 999, first class. Donald strikes again. It is 7th over after the luncheon interval to put Sri Lanka further back onto the back foot.
Robin, I think we've got to say that was planned. He reminded Paul Adams a couple of overs earlier that something was going to happen, and there we see him in a really good position, nicely taken, and a great bit of bowling from Alan Donald.
So Wickramasinghe threatened for a little while, as he did when he got his 50 down at Newlands, but out for 10. Caught Adams bowled Donald, and Sri Lanka 254 for 7.
Now the new man in South Africa, not entirely new to Test match cricket. He's only 19 years old, but this is his 4th Test match. No great shakes as a batsman. He's a left-arm quickie. Nuwan Soiza, tall, lanky lad, left-hander. Here's an appeal for LBW, and up goes the finger. The slow left hand of umpire Rudy Kutsin signals the end for Soiza, and suddenly the Sri Lankan innings is folding. 255 for 8 now.
Well, the dreaded finger did come up very, very slowly after this delivery. Look at it, pitching on middle, straightening, and no doubt in umpire Kutsin's mind that this would have taken middle and leg as the big man gets back and into his stumps, doesn't come forward and is given out. There comes the finger, and away he goes. 255 for 8, Sri Lanka. Who's had 50 Test innings, but with only a best score of 39.
Alan Donald. I think when he was watching the histrionics of Muralidharan to Jacques Cullis in the last over, and he was down at third man, I'm sure he was saying to himself, please don't get him out because I want him.
Absolutely, and look at that. I mean, that was unbelievably close.
sure, though, in his mind he'd prefer a recognised batsman as his 200th Test wicket, like Tilakaratne. Oh, and that might have been it. Just flew over the head of Gary Kirsten at short leg. It went too quickly, too high for Gary Kirsten, and Tilakaratne gets a single.
Once again, a fine.
Nice looking shot from Tilakaratne, and that's 4 handsome runs.
As he moves on to 28 with that shot, he's looked extremely dodgy, particularly against the quicker bowling. Look how he confidently gets onto the front foot here. Beautiful balance and timing.
Lovely shot. Majestic shot through the covers for 4.
So one more ball of this over, and obviously a dot ball would be reasonably important. Let's hit for 4 instead, which will have the same result in as much as Muralitharan will be facing 290 for 8. Big appeal, and off he goes. Boucher takes another catch. Number 27, I think that is for him. Hansi Cronje has made the breakthrough. I was going to say taken the wicket. Made the breakthrough, and South Africa now have eventually got their 9th wicket. Very frustrating partnership this, but their little faint edge almost runs it off the face of the bat. Boucher throws it skywards, and a very relieved captain, because that partnership was becoming more than just an irritation. Mutai Muralitharan caught Boucher bowled Cronje 11 of 36 deliveries, 290 now, Sri Lanka for 9. Ravindra Pushpakumara. Another batsman of note, averaging about 9 in Test cricket. Personal milestone looming. Another Test 50. And that'll be it. Ball goes for 4. 2 was what he required. And that his 16th 50 in Test cricket to go along with 6 centuries. Well played.
Short, and he played behind square for 2 and get his 50, and he really batted well, especially his cover drive this afternoon.
Is he caught? He is. Quite brilliantly caught by Gary Kirsten, and a fine innings from Tilakaratne comes to an end, and Sri Lanka are all out for 303, pouched by Gary Kirsten diving in the covers, and Sri Lanka's innings has come to a close.
And a great catch from Gary Kirsten, just going across him, trying to get it over the short cover fielder, but what a great catch from Gary Kirsten, and Hansi Cronje getting his 3rd wicket of the innings. Really a good contribution from him.
Fine 55 from Tilakaratne with 9 fours and a little over 3 hours at the wicket. Sri Lanka.
Shahadis Liebenberg faces to first ball. Big appeal, and he's gone, making his debut in Test cricket. Shahadis Liebenberg out. LBW, bold Pushpakumara. Shed a tear for the lad. Nobody would wish that on him. I don't think even the bowler.
Well, isn't cricket a cruel game? Look at this delivery. It wasn't a bad one. It swung in at the last minute, and it looked as though umpire Kutsin has decided he was going to hit the leg stump. Confusion by Liebenberg as he looked around to see where the ball went. He turned around, saw the finger up, and away he goes. Very first ball in international cricket. That is a tragedy.
Do you know how long a walk that is up those stairs? He's running it. It's probably the best way to go about it. Poor man. Bob Woolmer there to greet him. H.D. Ackerman. There's not much you can say. Playing in only his 4th Test match. Averaging 25 to date. 152 runs. Inside edge. Off the mark. Struck. Edged and flown to second slip. And it's gone down, and it's gone down to the boundary for 4. So Ackerman breathes again.
Well, we've seen this happening before in the series. The slip catches not of the absolute best in the Sri Lankan side. And look here, this was a good delivery, getting a thick outside edge, and only to get one hand to it, and frustration for the young man Zoysa. But Hilton and Ackerman having a life. Frustration for the other fielders in the Sri Lankan side.
Bowled him out! Didn't cost much. Semblance of an inside edge, I think there might have been, and the off stump ruts back. South Africa in trouble here. 11 for 2. Ackerman bowled Zoysa for 7. 4 of those through the slip cordon, and the Sri Lankans, who have come to celebrate and to support their team, wave their flags in joy. No, it wasn't an inside edge. It was a tremendous delivery. That's actually nipped back at him, come back at him from about middle, and just got a deflection off the pad to dislodge the off stump. South Africa 11 for 2. Errol Cullinan, 35th Test match, just over 2,000 runs at 153 versus India and Calcutta. The same match that both Gary Kirsten got 200s and Andrew Hudson got 100. That's 4 runs. That's a big area for Gary Kirsten. He scores a lot of runs there. I don't know how convincing that stroke was.
Yes, it was in the air for some time, and I was just looking at the field placing. They've got the 2 slips in place. In fact, they've got 2 slips, a sort of a 4th slip, and look there, it goes in the air a little bit and then beats the man at backward point. But most sides for Gary Kirsten have had that gully, even though he's very square.
This time he plays straight though, and it's a lovely shot down the ground. Mid-on is after it. It won't quite make it. Very good shot. Easy place to get runs if you can just get it past the bowler and past the stumps down at the bowler's end. There's no fielder there. So he's forced back. Whipped away through mid-wicket. Big gap there. And the mid-on chases in vain.
No ball, and he's got an opportunity to hit that away for 4 and takes it with relish.
What a fine shot from Gary Kirsten. He's struggled to get it to the boundary, but this one he really got hold of, watched it all the way, and any pull shot or hook shot in front of squares a good shot, and he obviously picked that one up pretty soon and dispatched it, and who knows, that might just get him on his way.
Now he hits it straight down the ground. That's a lovely off drive. 4 more.
Two in a row. Absolutely tremendous timing. Look at that. Head behind the line. Perfectly straight bat. And even though his stride wasn't as long as it may have been, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the balance and the timing.
Oh, he's bowled him. I think he's bowled him round his legs. He has indeed. And Gary Kirsten can't believe it. He looks back in absolute astonishment as Muralitharan has bowled him round his legs. And that is a big blow for South Africa at the close of the 2nd day. And delight for the Sri Lankans. That took everybody by surprise.
It certainly did, and look how it pitches there, and it certainly doesn't from this angle look as though it had the spin on it to turn that much. But certainly the wicketkeeper was in no doubt, and there goes Gary Kirsten. So it obviously did. We'd like to see it from another angle, because even though it did hit the rough, it certainly didn't seem to be spinning. We'll see it later at 75 for 3.
Gary Kirsten just cannot believe it. I think when he heard the bails toppling, he must have thought that the wicketkeeper had got up to something. The wicketkeeper is delighted. It just trimmed that leg stump.
Cronje, they're the two men to take up the challenge as we pick up the action in the 4th over. It's Pushback Amara bowling to Cronje.
That went past the outside edge. Good ball to end the over. He does force it away, and he might well get 4 runs, and does, because he gets it even more backward than the sweeper is. It was a no ball, so he could afford to play the shot freely, and he did so rather well.
Daryl Cullinan was waiting for something like that to happen. He got it in the form of a no ball, which went a little bit wide, and look at that beautiful stroke. He's the most elegant batsman.
He'll get 2, which I think will take him to his 50. It does. Well played, Daryl Cullinan. 3rd time in a row in test match innings that he has got past the 50 mark, or got to the 50 mark and then gone on.
Well, he's made it in only 75 balls. He's been out there just over 2 hours, but my goodness, what an impressive innings this has been. One just hopes now that he can take it further.
And this one, he's got past that short fine leg. It's running down towards the boundary and will get there first.
Well, this was extremely clever cricket by Hansie Cronje. He'd used his feet the ball before. He knew that there was a probability that Muralitharan would push the next delivery through. He did that, and there was Hansie Cronje just moving across more into line than he needed to get the fine glance, and he beat the field. That's really good, sensible cricket.
Watch the umpire carefully. No, there was a little bit of bat on that.
Yes, obviously Cronje getting a bat to it, just pushing it past the man short point.
Bowled a lot of overs, 506 overs he's bowled in 8 tests this season. He's averaging out at 63 overs a test match, so 30 odd an innings. Now, this is going to be interesting to watch. Kaluwitarana's convinced, the Sri Lankans are convinced. Hansie Cronje unmoved. Let's see.
Yeah, we have Hansie Cronje going down the wicket, not making contact, and beating him initially. Here we have the keeper. Well, a very close one. I think obviously going to have a relook again. Different angle will assist.
It's a question, I think, Graham, of whether the bat is on the ground. It looks like he got it back across the line. No, he hasn't. Not even then.
Yes, I think that's going to be out.
So Cronje goes. And that's a big blow to South Africa. Cronje played so well in the second innings in particular, well, both innings really, down at Newlands, 49 in the first, 74 in the second, and looked to have no problems with the Sri Lankan off-spinner throughout that test match.
So I think this trying to hit him probably a little bit too square on the leg side, not making contact, and good work by the wicket-keeper, and a vital blow for the Sri Lankans.
So Cronje out for 10, 103 now for 4. 536 test runs, 101 is best in Melbourne earlier in the year. Just one not out. Just steered down towards third man. It'll run away for 4. Batsmen almost running into one another, but 4 more to Cullinan.
And Zoysa just angling that one across Cullinan. Covering it pretty well, just angling the bat and all the way along the ground. No third man, so 4 runs to Cullinan.
Struck away by Cullis, looking for a little bit of aggression. He's a big tall man at mid-on, and he got a fingertip to it. So that has to go down as an opportunity for Sri Lanka to take their 5th wicket.
Yes, and Cullis in this instance not hitting him square on the leg side, trying to hit him straighter. He collected it well, and a good effort from Zoysa. Tall man. A normal man that would have gone right over the top, and Cullis would have got 4 runs.
Well, goodness me. It's 2 down in 2 balls.
And De Silva, the man who dropped that one, a very good effort. Here we have Cullis once again on the sweep shot, this time a lot squarer, and De Silva getting his right hand to it. And
that's too short, and he puts it away.
That will give Jack Cullis confidence after the over that he had 2 chances going down, and one short ball outside the off stump, took full advantage of it, placing just behind square for 4.
Is he caught? Yes, he is. I think I heard a nick, and indeed up goes the finger, and Jacques Cullis is out, caught behind by Kalawatarana off Wickramasinghe, and well, Jacques Cullis has not had a very good innings. He was dropped twice in 1 over off the bowling of Muralidharan just before the drinks break, and now flashing at one outside the off stump from Wickramasinghe, and the edge and the end of Jacques Cullis. And now South Africa do have problems at 122 for 5. Once again, they're going to look to the lower order to try and bail them out. 5 of the frontliners are back in the hut, and Jacques Cullis gone for 12, and it's 122 for 5. So Gary Kirsten is coming out as well with Sean Pollock. Sean Pollock with that groin injury, so Gary will be his runner. Now he's out in a different role to support this man, Sean Pollock. Gary at splendid 92 at Newlands, his best score. He was man of the match there, took 6 wickets in that match as well. And approaching 1,000, the umpires offered the light to the new. Cullinan drives, ball going away back with a square, and it might even get to the boundary, and does in fact. Thought that Aravinda De Silva would haul that in, but it just kept running away from him. The outfield is like a carpet.
Right, Cullinan drive and got outside edge, and they go down to third man for 4. Sadly, he didn't get full face of the bat, but also he did open up to get the ball down to third man. Aravinda De Silva tried hard to get it to it, and he dived, but he couldn't get it.
This one is down to third man again, but much finer. And Aravinda De Silva gives up the chase early on this occasion, and it's 4 more. So 2 boundaries in this over for Cullinan off Muralidharan.
This was certainly a class shot.
Just put a little leg spinner in there. Cullinan read it, hit it off the back foot nicely. It won't go all the way. Oh, well, perhaps it will. Well, that was a very pedestrian effort from Zoysa down there. A good shot.
Well, we've seen this quite a lot from the Sri Lankans. We saw it just a little earlier where De Silva almost comically landed in the lap of the Alsatian, but look at it here, and he just loping there, tries to stop it with his foot, but a boundary accrues, and that was well picked by Robin. A leg spinner being bowled by Muralidharan as a change.
Oh, he's bowled him out. Perfect delivery. Pollock maybe should have been forward, he'll think, when he sees that again, but my goodness me, Muralita returns the ball so much. He's quite a difficult guy to play off the back foot, especially if you're trying to knock it out into the covers. So South Africa now in all sorts of trouble. 137 for 6, and this is why.
Quicker delivery, look at the spin, and Sean Pollock going onto the back foot, deceived by the flight of the ball, thinking it was going to be shorter than it was, and that really was an unbelievable spell of spin bowling. So 6 wickets down now for 137.
As we look at Mark Boucher's Test match career, just his 6th match, he's averaging nearly 30. His best 78 against Pakistan. That was that marvellous stand with Pat Simcock's record-breaking stand. Big appeal. Now, what was the noise? Parkinson doesn't think it's bat.
We'll soon see, and he's certainly giving an innocent look there. It looks as though it just brushed the knee roll of the pad, and well taken by the keeper.
That's well played. He's looking for the Yorker there, and not only did he get it out and dig it out, but he timed it rather well. In fact, got 4 runs. 146 for 6. Oh, they'll have to hurry here. Boucher is there.
Bit of a tight single. Boucher having to move pretty rapidly, which he does. And no doubt a direct hit would have been the end of Boucher, but throw a little bit wayward.
Tilakaratne, the fielder, had swooped it.
Now, stumping's been asked for, and umpire Akhtar calls for Mr. Orchard to please make a ruling. Not a lot of confidence from the wicket-keeper. He's not jumping up and down.
Well, he was quite excited by the fact that he'd caught it, and it was a dodgy shot.
And there was just a fraction of boot behind that line.
I don't know for him to ask. One gets the impression that there's just a
It's
touch.
wide and will be 4. There's no third man for Boucher. So almost as if the pressure cooker has been flicked to escape steam. He's towed a bat, but 4 runs.
Certainly no half volley. He tried to drive it on the up, got well into the stride, but the ball didn't bounce quite as high as it expected, so it hit the toe end and raced away through the slips and gully.
He went wider, but Boucher sweeps it and has fallen to a very fine catch indeed by Zanaf Jayasuriya. Eventually his patience ran out, and Ranatunga a very happy man because he knows what that breakthrough means.
Yes, you could see he decided that he had enough of this pushing and prodding, went to try and hit it over the top and just got a toe end on it. Good moving catch there at forward square leg from Jayasuriya, and another fine bit of bowling from Muralita. So now the job has been done as far as Sri Lanka is concerned. Boucher goes for 13 and South Africa are 170 for 7.
So Alan Donald arrives to partner Darryl Cullinan and hopefully to shepherd him to his 100. Alan Donald, 392 runs. Tosses one up to Darryl Cullinan, and he gets it away on the offside. It might go for 4, but even if it doesn't, it'll take him to his 100. It does go for 4, and Darryl Cullinan raises his bat to all and sundry. A very, very good century in difficult circumstances for Darryl Cullinan. His 5th for South Africa.
And what a fine 100 for Darryl Cullinan. One of the few bad deliveries from Muralita, and got onto it quickly. And what a way to get 100. A great innings from Darryl Cullinan. the saviour of the South African batting, the only man who's got more than 13 runs. And really,
Jayasuriya, part-time bowler really,
considering his
21
contribution
wickets
in
in
Cape
Test
Town.
match cricket. You see average is high, but he does a useful job every now and again. That 4 for 53 at Newlands was his best ever in Test matches. Now Darryl Cullen has hit it up into the air. He could be caught, and is caught. Oh dear. Well, I wondered if he was going to hit out, and indeed that is exactly what he did. He tried to hit it back over the bowler's head and succeeded only in hitting it up very high in the direction of mid-off, and Darryl Cullinan has been caught shortly after going to his 100.
Yes, that's the critical period, that 5-10 minutes after 100. Definitely relieved and trying to hit Jayasuriya over mid-off, not really getting hold of it. And I'm sure very disappointed because he played so well and not the way he really would have wanted to have got out.
So now it's 8 down for 182. Paul Adams is the new batsman, and only that innings of 29 against England stands out. It was an innings that he decides to have a go at him. There's a man posted out there at mid-wicket, so he gets just the single, but the crowd liked it.
And a bit of aggression from Paul Adams. When he has a go, he hits predominantly on the leg side. That's the shot he favours to play. Not quite getting hold of it.
Bowled, Donald bowled by Muraliran. We saw a little while ago how he bowled him in the first test at Newlands, and he's done it again. This is special bowling by this man, Muraliran. It really is world-class stuff. Without a doubt, the best off-spinner in the world today. And this is how he undid Donald.
Yes, once again turning the ball quite sharply back, and Donald leaving, unfortunately, that gap between bat and pad.
So Donald out for 6.
He's gone for this one, and he's hit it out of the ground, I think. Way up towards the scoreboard. 6 to Adams. He climbed into that.
He's hit it and cleared outside the ground for 6. Well done, Paul Adams.
Certainly found the sweet part of the... Oh, leading edge. This is a simple catch for the bowler, and that's the end of the South African first innings. 103 runs adrift. Sanath Jayasuriya coming into the action. Jubilation for the Sri Lankan supporters. Disappointment for Paul Adams. Here it is one more time. Looking to just turn it away. It wasn't a big hit, really. Just a leading edge, and Jayasuriya takes a very simple, wouldn't get them much more simple than that.
And we pick up the action in the second over. Mackay Ntini with a new ball, bowling to Atapatu.
Easy. Oh, he's dropped in. Now there's confusion and could be a run out. Oh, it all happened in that literally a few seconds. There might have been a catch, there might have been a run out. Atapatu survives.
Well, this wonderful crowd here. It's an extremely happy crowd and full, and this ball flew, and there was a tremendous roar as it hit Hilton Ackerman hard in the right hand, but he wasn't able to latch onto it as it went so quickly past him.
It was a good effort, this. For a moment it looked as though he had it, but then he lost it. Fine effort by H.D. Ackerman. Again he slashes, and again it's 4 runs. He's not going to mess about, Jayasuriya. He's going to treat this, I think, like a one-day game.
Well, he loves width, as
Perfect platform for somebody like
Just
Jai
strange.
Surya to really display all his shots. He's bowled now. Inside edge. Alan Donald gets his 200th Test wicket, and he gets one of the finest batsmen in the world today, Jai Surya. It'll go down as bowled Donald. Applause from his coach Bob Wilmer. It came off the inside edge, and all his teammates are quick to get to him to congratulate him on a wonderful milestone, his 200th Test wicket.
huge excitement right around the ground. There's a huge buzz and great noise as he got this bottom inside edge, and rather unlucky for him, but tremendous delight for Alan Donald as he's achieved this incredible milestone. So Sri Lanka lose their first wicket, Jai Surya for 16, and the total 19 for 1.
Roshan Mahanama is the new batsman, 31 years old, experienced Test player, but his average under 30, which is not really that good for a top order batsman, but he's recently made that double 100, and he's now got a wonderful platform. Donald to bowl, Robin Chapman and Graham Pollock at the microphone.
In good trouble, big shot, and he's out! Donald now sits on a hat-trick. Mahanama got a long way over then. Looking to work the ball away on the onside, and suddenly South Africa are just that little bit back in this Test match. Never mind the 200 wickets, I say never mind it. How can I? I'm so full of admiration for the man. But just watch this, Mahanama a long way over, and the umpire can see the leg stump there, and he says that ball would have hit it.
Yes, absolutely no doubt by Javed Akhtar. And another great performance from Alan Donald. A good first delivery directed straight at the stumps, and certainly no doubt that he was right in front.
Mahanama out for naught. Sri Lanka 19 for 2. The new batsman at the non-strikers end, Aravinda de Silva, the leading Test batsman in world cricket for this year, averaging over 100, or he was at the beginning of this series. I'm not quite sure where he's at now. Just under 200 runs for 5,000 Test runs. Pulled away by Aravinda de Silva. Cullinan cannot cut that off. 4 runs.
Very fine shot from de Silva. First scoring shot. And a very good hooker of the short pitch delivery, and really got onto that one quickly. It wasn't all that high, and he is a short man. And I think if you're going to test somebody on the short delivery, you've got to get it pretty high. It's a lot harder to control
For
it.
10 balls. 2 4s and a 6, and he's gone for it again. There's somebody underneath it. He's put it down. Daryl Cullinan has put it down, and I just wonder how much easier that might have been had there been only one man back there.
Yes, Gary Curson did initially make an effort, but that was a good short delivery. It was a short one, a lot higher. And then initially Gary Curson was going to go for it, saw Daryl Cullinan was in a better position. But unfortunately for South Africa, the one that got away, and De Silva's not the man that you really want to drop.
Is it? Yes! Well, took a while, Javed Akhtar, but there was jubilation from everyone behind the wicket from the South African point of view, and Atapatu is the third to go.
Donald, obviously a much happier man there. A wide delivery and a bad shot from Atapatu. The ball keeping a little bit on the low side, and a very confident shot from the South Africans. By Javed Akhtar, I think maybe looking for an indication, but nothing coming from the batsman, and had to lift the finger.
Well, sensational bowling again from Alan Donald. He could have 4. He's got 3. Marvin Atapatu out for 7. Sri Lanka 40 for 3. Arjuna Ranatunga. joins his vice-captain. 135, his best way back in 1985-86. I'm really surprised he hasn't bettered that since then.
And again, and this time he is out. And Hansi Cronje has got the opposing captain caught behind by Boucher. Almost the identical ball. This time he did make contact. And suddenly Sri Lanka are 40 for 4. And Hansi Cronje is delighted. Well, the absence of Sean Pollock is working out for Hansi Cronje. He's had to do more bowling than he might have expected. And again, he produces a very good delivery that just bounced a little bit as it went across the left-hander, and up goes umpire Akhtar's finger. And Hansi Cronje has got the opposing captain, Arjuna Ranatunga, for a duck. And Sri Lanka are 40 for 4. Hashan Tilakaratne could never have believed about an hour and a half ago that he would be batting already on this third day. Approaching 3,000 test runs. Is he caught? He is! He's caught by Derek Crooks, the substitute of Hansi Cronje, and Tilakaratne is out now. And this is quite amazing. Sri Lanka 42 for 5 now. And Tilakaratne goes, and Hansi Cronje bowling only because of Sean Pollock not being able to take part in this innings, is sitting in the pavilion, and the man who's fielding out there for him, Derek Crooks, took the catch.
Ball was wide, and Tilakaratne reached for it as it was wide, and hit it straight to the 12th man. And then he was gone.
So duck for Tilakaratne, and 42 for 5, and the players will take a drinks break. There might be a run out here. There must be a run out. There is. Oh, what a dreadful mix-up. And Sri Lanka lose yet another wicket. Oh, goodness me. It's all happening. Kalawittarana pushing it out into the covers. And Ravinda De Silva came. Kalawittarana then stopped. And suddenly they found themselves both down at one end. And Derek Crooks had it in as quick as a flash. He's very fast, is this man. Brilliant save again, up in a flash like Jonty Rhodes. Throws it to the captain, Hansi Cronje. And Hansi Cronje had all the time in the world to break the stumps. Can you believe this? So 42 for 6. At 50 against South Africa at Newlands in the first test. His only test 50. See, he's only got an average of 10.2. No great shakes. Beautiful shot through the covers, 4 runs.
Yes, one of the great shots of the day, and De Silva has played quite a number of those. Slightly over pitch from Hansi Cronje, and a fine shot between the mid-off and cover. Bisect them right through the middle.
They're going to take a run here. There's Shai coming in, and a brilliant throw by wicketkeeper Boucher. This could be tight. This could be desperate for Sri Lanka. Mark Boucher, the wicketkeeper, has thrown down the stumps, and Rudy Kutsin has asked the third umpire to adjudicate. What is he going to decide?
Fine bit of fielding from Mark Boucher, and
he's gone.
Well, absolutely unbelievable.
He's gone. What a blow. Yeah, no contest. Umpire Dave Orchard flashes the red light, and the great Aravinda De Silva has to go as a result of another brilliant bit of fielding by South Africa. This time wicketkeeper Mark Boucher ripping off his right glove and throwing the stumps down. De Silva gone for 41. This is smashed away through the covers. Diving Gary Kirsten couldn't get there.
Not a bad ball from Paul Adams, but Vikramasinghe really lashed into that one.
Bowled in. He has a swing, misses, and Adams hits. And that's exactly what South Africa wanted, is an early wicket. And Vikramasinghe had a full go at that one, missed it, and has been bowled.
Vikramasinghe really playing right across it, but doesn't have too much idea which way it's going. And I would certainly say an irresponsible shot by the Sri Lankan, when really he should be looking to bat for the next half hour, 45 minutes.
So gone for 21, and Sri Lanka 98 for 8. Muralidharan, not much of an average, as you'd expect from a low order man, and 39 is highest score against India. And this is helping the recovery through mid-wicket. Not a bad looking shot that for 4.
Good shot from Zoysa. Getting onto that one. Not a bad delivery from Adams, and really hitting across it. But obviously Sri Lanka's
Now it's
going to have
Zoysa who hits out, and Boucher's trying to get underneath it. Boucher's got it, and Zoysa is out, having a go at Alan Donald. Good running catch by Boucher.
It's only a matter of time. Zoysa really had played and missed and looked like getting out any time to Alan Donald, but a good effort from Mark Boucher, a high skyer, but in a good position, and good catch to Mark Boucher.
And a 4th wicket for Alan Donald. Zoysa gone for 14, 118 for 9. Oh, it goes for another short one. It's up in the air. Gary Kirsten's getting underneath it. He's got it. It just could not go on. And so Donald ends with 5. Gary Kirsten making the catch as Muralidharan struck out again. And Pushpa Kumara not even facing a ball.
Muralidharan continuing his aggressive vein. Another short delivery from Alan Donald, but a lot higher, and obviously couldn't control the shot. Gary Kirsten doing the necessary. Good catch from Gary Kirsten.
So Muralidharan 15 from 11 balls, and the South Africans will be pleased to see the back of him, and Sri Lanka all out for 122. Alan Donald, again the star, 5 wickets, once more in a test.
So Gerhardus Liebenberg goes out. He's on a pair, and he's got Gary Kirsten in his company. Kirsten faced first ball. We pick it up in the 2nd over. Liebenberg facing Zoysa.
Liebenberg is off the mark, if not a little edgily, but he is. And there'll be a great sigh of relief. Chased a wide half volley. It flew over gully for 4.
Shots of aye from all of the people behind him there, and that one going in the air quite a long way as it flew past gully. Look at that. It certainly was a half chance. In fact, it could have been a full chance if gully had moved just a fraction quicker.
Went quite quickly.
Liebenberg goes on the hook shot, and he brings it off. 4 runs, very short delivery, got up quite high, but he handled it pretty well in the end, hitting it fairly square. Now he forces off the back foot. This is a very good shot indeed, and this will be 4 runs through the covers. And Pushpa Kumara paying the penalty for bowling too short.
Bowling short and wide outside of stump, Liebenberg lean right back and place the ball well into the covers for 4.
Very good
this is a good
test
positive
career record,
approach.
Gary Kirsten. 40 matches, 6 not outs. It takes a bit of doing, but he did start off, of course, down the order. 2,500 runs just above and averaging very nearly 40. The 133 in Calcutta.
Gets this one away nicely. Oh, and it's been missed and go for 4. Well, there's a man at backward point, and he seemed to have it covered, but in the dive he just didn't do it quite right, and it got past him.
That's going to be 4. Won't catch that. It's Kirsten's area. Good shot.
Another good shot from Gary Kirsten, just giving himself room. A short delivery from De Silva. The second one he's dispatched behind square on the offside, and just starting to find his feet after a slow start.
Down the wicket, driven through extra cover, and nicely played. That brings up the 50 for South Africa, and of course a 50 partnership, which was just what the doctor ordered.
Nicely played by Gary Kirsten, who contribution is 17, but gaining in confidence.
Cut away, that's gone through the gap as well, so good over this for Kirsten and for South Africa. 4 more. He's got that pass slip. That's the one that goes straight on, and it's made it to the rope, so 4 more.
Quicker delivery.
Out, he's given him out. There, we've been watching the way that he's played, and if he stays in line, he's got a chance of getting out LBW. It's bad luck on the lad. He's just 5 runs short of what would have been his first 50 in his first test match, but a job well done nevertheless.
And Levenberg making a mistake there. We see him going right back in front of his stumps, hitting him in line, but quite a appreciable spin from outside the off, but umpire Javed Akhtar not hesitating, giving him out.
Yeah, question of whether it would have sneaked past leg stump. Akhtar thought not. Liebenberg, LBW bowled Muralita in for 45, and the first wicket falls in South Africa's second innings on 89. Just playing in his 4th test match, averaging just over 20. Started off with a debut 57 against Pakistan in Durban. Well, that was a comedy of errors. Down the wicket, beaten in the flight, so beautifully bowled, and then the ball went out to slip, and then there was a bit of regaining ground had to take place.
So there he goes charging, and really had to scamper to get back.
Bowled him out through the gate. HD Ackerman doesn't think so, but it's the classic off-spinner's dismissal. Push forward, leave a gap between bat and pad. Through the ball went, and back went the off stump.
And there we have a big turner, but not covered by HD Ackerman. He does leave that gap between bat pad. Now then, a little bit concerned, not quite sure how did that ball turn so much.
So Ackerman out for 2 from 24 deliveries. Never really looked comfortable against certainly the off-spinner Muralita in.
In this test series, he's certainly boosted his aggregate of runs to 2,115 now. His average is approaching 40. Muraleren to Kirsten, appeal for LBW, the fingers up. That seemed to keep a bit low. Cullinan looks down at his pad as much as to say, where is my leg? Where are my feet? Was I in line? Was that going to hit my stumps? Looks up at the umpire and then walks away. And so the hero of the first innings is out, LBW.
Well, that ball pitched and carried, and that had no way of hitting the stumps. I'm sorry to say. It was coming from an angle, it was turning, it beat the inside edge of the bat, and it would have beaten the leg stump. But umpire Akhtar has given a second dubious decision of the innings.
And Daryl Cullinan, 100 in the first innings, out for a duck, and South Africa suddenly 99 for 3, and the whole position changes again. Hansi Cronje, over 2,500 test runs. He's by far South Africa's best player of spin bowling, so it's vital for him to have to stay. And this is 4 runs, nice shot. Backward is square. Quick to seize the opportunity, because you don't get too many loose and short ones in particular from Muraleren.
So easily could Hansi Cronje have just pushed forward to that, but look at that footwork. He's very quick to get back and push it away into the gap. Didn't bounce too much, and this was good cricket, even though he's only new at the crease.
Now he hammers to mid-wicket, and that's a very good shot indeed by Hansi Cronje at 6. Well, I said when he came to the wicket, he is the one man who really plays spin bowling well, and it was so important that he took control against these spinners, and he's doing just that.
Well, this really was a super shot for a man who'd only had 6 before that. So quick to capitalize on one slightly short, and immediately the man standing at short leg, hands in his helmet, he's pushed off down there to deep mid-wicket on the boundary.
Still a 6.
Cronje has hit that, Miles. Good shot selection, picked the right length and smashed it halfway up the bank underneath the scoreboard. 132 now. Come up with a positive frame of mind and gone about the off-spinner in a classy way.
Imbondo Zengomo, Citroen's closer to 6. That's a 6 when in closer. One hit by Hansi, and Hansi says, if you want to win the game, you've got to take the attack to the opponents, and he has made sure that we are not going to give it away.
Down the wicket, Kirsten, and over mid-on. So he joins in. Good shot. Good footwork.
All right, he came up and up to the wicket and hit over the top for 4.
He got hold of that one though, and he hit it very, very hard indeed. What a good shot that was. It beat the man on the boundary, and I'm sure that he only had to run about 10 yards to his right. Goodness me, hit this hard.
Really hit it hard, and he placed it well just in front of square. And the man coming around the boundary couldn't even get a hand to it.
.33 Cronje goes to. And again, man is big enough. Over the rope again, halfway up the bank. 6 more to Cronje. What a wonderful innings this has been to date. Good aggression, and I've said it before, good shot selection.
Suddenly Cronje came and said, I'm going to go for it, and he picked one, middle and off stump, and hit it over the park for 6. Good shot.
And again, 6 more. Oh, that's gone miles. So you ought to get 12 for that. It's just about taken out the camera up there that gives us the shots for the run-outs. Look at this, massive hit, right in the middle of the bat, and way up the bank. Beautifully followed by the cameraman. .45 he's gone to. 45 contribution to this partnership of 50. And again, oh yeah, wow, this is just wonderful, wonderful stuff. Cronje goes to 50 in grand style. Fantastic cricket. He knows it too. He's come out and just taken control of what at one stage was a very, very interesting situation. Fantastic cricket from the South African captain.
Showing like I'm the captain, I'm going to lead, I'm going to take control, and I'm going to show how we should do it. He has certainly taken control, has brought the whole ground up and alive, and guys, the whole ground excited, and Hans is taking his team close to victory.
Look at that, raise his arms for his 50, but also for the self-satisfaction he must be feeling now, having come out here with a plan, and the plan has worked perfectly. 5 sixes, 4 fours, 14 scoring shots for Hansie Cronje's 51 not out. Kirsten joins in, down the ground, 4 or 6, 4 it is, 1 bounce. South Africa on the rampage. Kirsten completes his half century. Fantastic cricket.
This is really exciting cricket. The crowd is alive, and both batters are coming down the wicket, taking control and hitting the batsman out of the length, and that's a good shot for 6.
So, hit it through the offside, nicely timed, mid-off in pursuit, and he won't get down to it. That's a wonderful, wonderful stroke that from Hansie Cronje. Just had enough length to play with, just a little bit short, and he got inside it and timed it perfectly. Down the wicket, Gary Kirsten goes over extra. That'll be 4 more. It's a good cricket shot, that. And the end, I think, of the over. Yep, 178 now for 3.
Right, Gary.
Down the wicket goes Gary Kirsten this time, and he's got it away for 4.
Getting himself from and hitting over cover. That's as good a shot as you can get. And that really is the position for a left-hander to...
Has he got it through again? He has, past the umpire who's standing at point, and it's into the boundary rope. Brings up for 200, and South Africa suddenly running away with it. It hasn't finished yet. This time it's Jaya Surya who's on the receiving end. Magnificent shot that, because he's conscious of the fact that there's a man who's fairly straight at long on, so he's got to hit it absolutely perfectly. And when you're moving around your crease like that to get inside of it, Graham, it's not easy.
Yeah, another fantastic shot, and giving himself so much room.
This is another big one. Yes, a crowd tell the umpire, Rudy Koetsen, it's maximum. What an amazing innings this is from Hansie Cronje.
And once again, the position that he got into, and nobody apart from the man at deep long on, somebody square.
His 6th. And is he going to be out now? He's dropped in, it's 4. Well, it was always a danger, of course, because of having to make the room. He's got to get it perfectly right. He's got to hit it straight. This time he did hit it towards the long on, and Aravinda de Silva could not hold it. Hansie goes for another one. This is high. Can de Silva get it this time? He does. And Hansi Cronje's spectacular innings comes to an end, but he has carried South Africa to the brink of victory with a most amazing innings. South Africa in trouble at 99 for 3, looking for 226 to win. Hansi Cronje came in and took the spinners to task, and in the end he perishes.
Incredible innings, 62 deliveries, transformed the game from 99 for 3 to 215 for 4. And South Africa just short of their target. But what an incredible contribution.
82 from 63 balls, 8 fours, 6 sixes, just 27 scoring shots for his 82, 215 for 4.
Again, backward a point, and that's it. South Africa win. 2-0. Gary Kirsten not quite reaching the pitch of the ball, but he deserved any luck if it was necessary. A really fine innings from him. He's been there since the beginning of the innings. He saw South Africa off to a good start with Liebenberg, and then saw it through whilst his captain went ballistic the other end. So well played, South Africa. And when one considers, Graham, that they've won this test match trailing the first innings by 100 and being a bowler short, it's really quite some performance.
Yes, it was an incredible test of contrasting fortunes. As you said, Robin, 100 runs is quite a lot in a test match, and South Africa still chasing 225. Muralitharan, a key man who had bowled so well in the first innings and was certainly a threat, but one man decided to change that all. There we see him trying to say thanks to the opposition. I'm sure have a word with Gary Kirsten, who played such a great anchor role.